Hi everyone, it's Joanne for Bramble Fox today. How are you? We are going to be making a winter layout with the upcoming December Fox box. It has perspectives in it for every day, for the holidays, and for winter. I love it. December is definitely one of my favorite Fox boxes of the year. I'm going to use the Hip Kit Club Big Chill. It was December 2021. And I thought it would go perfect, the colors in that collection and my perspectives, with this photo of the kids, great nieces and nephew. I think they were going skiing. Yeah, I think they were going skiing. So I took all my scraps, obviously, besides this background paper. Look how pretty that is. Isn't it gorgeous? It's like a very light gray. And I just took the scraps out of the bag and I said I'm going to lay them down on the paper and figure out how to use them. So that's what we're going to do. So I always like to use up my scraps before I cut into another 12 by 12 piece of paper. Alright, so this is a 7.5 by 7.5, and I'm going to use this chipboard frame, and I stuck it there so I would remember which orientation I would like this paper to be in. Then, for some reason, I don't know why, I had a circle inside my scrap bag, and I distressed the edges of everything with Distress Oxide in Faded Jeans. There's that side, which I love, but the perspective I'm going to use is this awesome blue that says Frosty Days. Isn't that gorgeous? And if I put it on that side, I kind of lose it a little bit. So on this paper, that pattern paper, see how you can see that so much better? I love it. So we're going to use the circle on that side. This here, this is a branding strip, and I already glued that down so I would know where my starting point would be. I had to fuss around with this a lot because I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. 3 by 12. Again, these are all scraps that I already had. I thought that this went very well because, see, like the snow branches here, I almost said snowflakes. Perfect with the photo, right? I thought so. All right, so here is a border strip. I made it of 2 pieces of scraps. I didn't have this pattern paper in a scrap, but I had 2 small ones. So I punched 2 of them small and then stuck them together to go across 12 by 12. Just got a little snowflake pattern in it. Isn't that pretty? And I'm going to put that there. So let's go ahead and get that down. And I should be able to do this relatively straight because I already started my branding strip from one of the pieces of paper. I'm just going to nudge this right up against it. Make sure I'm at the edge here. Easier said than done. This is why I struggle getting these papers together. I always feel like I'm not straight. Even though obviously I should be right now because I already have a starting point. Alright, that should be good enough. This is another branding strip, and I wanted to bring in some of this peach because I packed this with scraps also. I did peach, then gray that has snowflakes on it, and the navy. I thought the navy really popped the photo, and I thought that the peach underneath the photo made the photo stand out a little bit more. So I want to bring more peach into the layout, so the paper behind the photo is not the only peach thing on the layout. We do have a couple of peachy tones in the ephemera. Okay, another branding strip. And this is 1 inch up from the bottom of the paper. I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to cover up most of that branding strip, but I just felt that it needed it there. Okay. Isn't this pretty? It's got little dots on it. That's the navy that I backed the photo with. And I'm going to put this around here. I have to see when I get all my embellishments placed. And I want this circle. Let's see how big this circle is. You can, of course, have your circle be as big as you want to. So this circle is 7 inches all around, okay? just in case you wanted to know. So I'm going to put this right about here. I might move some things around a little bit. Okay, trying to think where I want this. I was going to use the grid lines on the paper to try to get that as straight as possible, and then it would be super pretty to be able to see the pattern behind it too. Like that, and then I'll move it. Like I said, I'm going to put the corner of this photo right in the corner of that chipboard frame. It'll be a base to start the cluster that I'm going to put over there. And like I said, I did fuss with this quite a bit ahead of time. Otherwise, we would be here for 3 hours while I tried to figure out what I was doing. Okay, I made some tags out of scraps. Super easy to make a tab. Yeah, tags. 3 pieces of pattern paper scraps. I put a heart chipboard heart in the middle of this tag and then punched it, and it came out pretty good, but I think I'm going to put enamel dots in the middle of these tags. So I think it would look super pretty. So I'm going to use all 3 of them. I'm going to layer this one here, and see this blue dot? I want to make sure that the middle of that hole is exactly in that, like that. It is just a place marker for me, and then I'll put this one in, but I want that, when I do tags, I do them at different elevations or heights, I guess you'd want to say. Put that there, and then I'll come in and put this little skinny one in the middle of those. Maybe I'll move this over just a little bit more. We'll see once I get things placed. Super cool to layer tags. You could put tags on the top, the bottom, the sides, whatever you wanted. Okay, now I did put powder behind a lot of this, but some of it still has a little bit of stick. Beautiful chipboard flower. Got to get a flower in here somehow. I'm not sure how I want this. Maybe like that, something like that. We'll see. Then I punch this out with my tab punch, but this is from the paper snips. Oh my goodness, the best paper snips for winter layouts. Look at those little penguins. Oh my god. And then I think it's cool to layer a second tab behind the tab that you really want to see, just to put a little color behind it, really. All right, stay. And then see where I want to put this. I want to make sure I could still read that it says good story. And then here, let's try this. See, it's very difficult for me to get 2 tabs together. I don't know why. All right, pretty. So this was a 2022 photo. So I am going to put that there in between the chipboard frame and this circle, and I think that fills up that spot rather nicely. I have a little chipboard that says captured, so I'm going to say 2022, oh my goodness, captured, just like that. And again, I removed the stick from a lot of this. I really feel that I need this flower to come out more. Maybe no, I don't want to do that, because I just want to see it because it's beautiful. Okay, let's try it that way. All right, then cute trees. We'll see how this fits in here, and then I'll know whether or not I have things where I want it or if I need to scooch anything. Now, how perfect was this tree? It was a navy tree to go right there next to that tree. Then Puffy snowman, isn't he cute? That brings in a little bit more peach. Put him here like that, right inside this little circle of that chipboard circle. And of course I moved this. That's probably not even where I want it anyways. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm still not happy with the placement of that flower. I don't know why I'm being so picky. All right, and look at the penguin I'm going to use. This is from the paper snips. the winter paper snips. I will link everything below for you. He's so cute. I don't want to cover up a lot of him. I just want to have him peeking out here. And then I think I'm going to put this puffy tree next to him. I'm going to put it underneath him. It'll elevate him a little bit. I want to make sure that I can see the stem of the tree. Otherwise, sometimes if you tuck trees in too far, you can't really tell what they are. And then I have a couple leaves that I thought I would put in here to extend this flower. I need to play with that a little bit more. The placement's a little off to my eye. Like that. So far, so super cute. All right. I think maybe that. Now, I'll know how far I need the circle to be. I don't want it to go off the paper. I need to make sure that I have enough room for my title. So I'll scooch the photo over a little bit so I have some gray on both sides of the title, just a little bit. Everything's going to be clustered in together closely. And I've picked out all this ephemera. And I really just wanted to use a lot of the stuff from this kit just to make sure that I used it up. And I have one more puffy and another paper snip over here that I wanted to use. Okay, this is an arrow and it says memories on it, but it's sort of the same color as the chipboard and it's so hard to read, but it does say memories on it. I'm trying to get so you could see it, but all right, I'm going to put that right here, fill up this little gap in here. This is a little beige pine tree. I think it's a pine tree. It's a puffy sticker. Put that little guy there just for a little something there. Okay. Then I thought, even though I do believe that they were about to go skiing, I'm pretty sure they had these little pink skates in the ephemera pack. They're so adorable. I'm going to use them anyways. I'm going to have them like hanging down from the perspective title like this. Have it go right in there. Doesn't that look cute? I love it. Okay, and then here's the tricky part. I'm not sure exactly where I want all this stuff. This is a little bit more pink. It says feels like winter. Sure does in this photo. I'm going to put that there. It's chipboard. This is paper snip. Like I said, it says freezing season, bringing in some more of the navy to go sort of like with his coat in this background. Then I have some trees, and I would probably never use these trees otherwise. I'm thinking, let's put a tree coming right. See this little nook in the perspective title? Let's see if that looks good there. And then here is a smaller tree. I was thinking, let's tuck this guy in here, have the bottom go underneath the photo a little bit so it doesn't look like that it's just hanging there and not really connected to the rest of the clusters here. Oh, and of course I nudged that a little bit. We'll have to move these over now that we have that tree in there. This is a peach snowflake again to go with the little pieces of peach that we have in here. I cut it in half. I'm going to tuck it just to give something over here around the circle and bring that up a little bit more and give a color between the tree and the background paper because they're both gray. So this will make the tree stand out a little bit more. Paper snips, epoxy flare. You just punch these out with a 1-inch circle punch. A beautiful paper, and you put the epoxy flare over the top, which is from Bramble Fox. You can buy that separately. So if you have anything that you want to make, you can even make a flare button on a piece of pattern paper. This has a splatter on it and it says ready for adventures. I am now finished. I glued everything down off camera because it did take me a minute and I didn't want you to have to suffer through that. So I put everything exactly where I said I was going to, except when I started to put this tree down, I felt that putting it on little foam strips gave it some dimension and some shadow over here. I did end up putting the flower on top of the photo. I think that's what I was having a difficult time with over here, and I like that better. Everything else is exactly the same. I threw in 3 sets of enamel dots in the navy, peach, and beige that we have going on here. I also put them in the tags. I just think that makes that look a little bit better. And I did sprinkle some beautiful white pink fresh gems all around the paper. I have little sets of 3 here, and I have 3 here, there. And then I decided to put one in each one of the little snowflakes on the snowflake border. Doesn't that look really cute? And yes, that did take a minute, and yes, by the time I got to the end, I didn't want to do it anymore, but it was worth it. It adds a little sparkle. It looks like snow, doesn't it? But I love the sparkle in that. It definitely looks like snow, doesn't it? It is so pretty. I hope you enjoyed this, and try this with your scraps. I hope that the dimensions helped you. I'm going to link the awesome December Fox box in the description box below. And if you've been thinking about wanting to join Fox box subscription, December would be the month for it because it's amazing. And I'll link, what else did I use? The paper snips, the winter paper snips with all those cute little penguins. Oh my gosh, you guys, I actually have 2 of those because they're so cute. I'm going to put close-ups at the end. If you have any questions about Bramble Fox, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'm happy to help you. Join our Facebook group as well. I'll link it below. We have monthly challenges where you can win a gift certificate to shop in the store. Okay, happy fall season. See you guys all again soon. Bye.